Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone arena action. I just did a video with Hunter. Oh my god, you need to go watch that video. Now, I'm honest, alright? You've heard me say when a video sucks, like, oh, I just did a video for Priest. It was terrible, pile of crap. Don't watch that video, please, God, don't watch it. So here I'm being honest, I'm not just advertising the channel. It was a really good video with Hunter. Highly recommend it. It's Warlock time. So, all these rares are great. Doomguard's won me many a game. The problem is if you end up with a high curve deck, which is possible, then the Doomguard ends up kind of sucking. Now, here, if these other rares were junk, I would take the Doomguard, but with these high quality rares out here, I just want to go for the Knife Juggler. It's maybe the weakest card of those three, but if you can possibly go aggro with Warlock, I think that's the way to go, so we're just going to try it out. Shadow Bolt is removal, but it's very expensive removal, which is not great if you're trying to do aggro, so I'm going to take the Money Berserker, but if that weren't there, I probably would have gone for the Shadow Bolt. Alright, to take a Power Overwhelming, go full board aggro, let's try it out. Gotta go for it if I can. Now, the Blood Imp, unfortunately, is just junk. If I hadn't just taken the Power Overwhelming, I would take one here. The Warlord, though, is terrible. Okay, we're going to take the Blood Imp. I'm just going to be kind of grumpy about it. Okay, try to keep the curve low with the Crocodile. Go over the stupid monkey. Soulfire is a very important card. It gives you free kills. It gives you burn potential. It's just very important. Money Berserker, spectacular. Demon Fire to buff your demons or to kill little enemy things is great. Alright, now here's a moment of choice. I could get a little bit of endgame with the Sunwalker. Or I could just keep on going for the 2-drops with the Wild Pyromancer. What I need are 1-drops. I need 1-drops, not 2-drops. So we'll take another 2-drop here and hope to get some 1-drops later on. Ugh. Dread Infernal is just pretty crappy. We'll take the Grunt here. So all 2s is okay, as long as I get some 1s to back it up later. Alright, so Hellfire might seem a little bit counterintuitive because I'm trying to go aggro here. I'll just take this Owl to break past taunts, I suppose. Oh man, this is not what I want at all in the slightest. Guess we're taking Bane of Doom and rolling some dice. Southsea Deckhand is a 1-drop. Is it the kind that I want? Just a 2-1 for 1 vanilla? No. I'm going to take an Ogre Maga here to get some 4s going, even though it's a mediocre one. I'll take a second Soulfire. Probably don't want a 3rd, though. The Farseer is great for Warlock, so you can life tap more, so I'll take that there. I'll take the Stormwind Knight here for some more reach / burn potential. This is fine. Now, the Young Priest is a 1-drop, but Jesus. I'm not going to take it over Arcane Golem, which adds some more reach to the deck. Right, if we're going to go for aggro, we're going to go for it. So here's the Doomguard at the top of my curve. We'll grab Loot Hoarder for some more cards. Here's an Infiltrator, exactly what I was hoping for, that and Argent Squire. Not to mention, you know, maybe some friggin' Flame Imps or Voidwalkers or any of the, you know, Warlock 1-mana minions other than frickin' Blood Imp. There's a second Infiltrator, there's a Voidwalker, great. Do I want to take this thing or do I want to hop in for some endgame with this Dread Infernal? Oh boy. I just hate to have the Doomguard with like a Dread Infernal in the hand, but we'll try it out. We'll see how that goes. Ah, Flame Imp. Friggin' finally. And Wolf Rider is great for some more reach. Alright, what do we do here? Shadow Flame? It seems weird. I have a lot of cheap stuff. I mean, I guess I got some things I could Shadow Flame with. Void Terror just seems dumb. Alright, we'll take a Stampeding Kodo and just be kind of grumpy about it. So, okay, this definitely is an aggressive deck. I don't know if it qualifies as aggro. I find that a lot of people who comment on my channel are very picky about the word aggro. They're like, oh, well, that's not a real aggro deck. That was just a deck with a lot of cheap minions. So I don't know what the story with that is, but anyway, we're going to just give this our best shot and try to go fast and furious to the face. Now, some of you might be wondering, why did I pass on Void Terror? I do have some synergy with it, with the Power Overwhelming. The answer is because it's a crappy card, and even when I play it with Power Overwhelming, it never feels very good. And it's like, okay, Power Overwhelming and Void Terror, but then if the opponent has any kind of single target removal, I lose. Alright, Remarkam BR. The Remarkam Bathroom, a very well-known and famous bathroom as far as bathrooms go. Hunter, very tough matchup, Warlock versus Hunter. You have to life tap very aggressively to get ahead, but of course there's always the possibility that Hunter will just steady shot you out of business. What you really hope for is a lack of removal on the Hunter's part. Basically, as long as the Hunter is light on removal and light on taunt, you can just ignore his stuff and keep on swinging for the face and maybe be okay. But if the Hunter has good removal, then he can just steady shot you into oblivion once we get into the endgame. Alright. Well, gotta go for it. Flame Imp, only one of those in this draft. Got it in my opening hand, which is really good. Hoping for a slow start from the Hunter. I'd love to see a steady shot here. That'd be spectacular, because I currently do not have any removal. If he plays something serious, I will coin into a Wolf Rider. Well, against the trap, unfortunately, we just have to throw our Flame Up at it. And I could play the Berserker, let that get enraged in case this is an explosive trap. But we're not going to do that. That's just a little bit too fancy for my blood. It looks like it is an explosive trap. No, it's a freezing trap. Well, that's perfect. That is lovely-dovely. So, replaying that Flame Imp, you know, I don't exactly want to pay 3 mana for a 3-2 that burns me for 3, but I am technically a card ahead now, and not still doing fine on life. I got the Wolf Rider ready to go. It'll kill most 3-drops. Obviously, we're hoping it's not Harvest Golem or a Scarlet Crusader that he has right now. And I never saw any Mortal Coils, which is annoying, because oftentimes when you play with crappy decks, your opponents end up with 1 toughness minions a lot. Here's another trap. My goodness. Well, I don't want to play the Wolf Rider in case it's another explosive trap, so we'll just run into it. It is another freezing trap. Okay, so this guy loves his freezing traps. I guess that's okay. Put the Wolf Rider and finally get some damage through. So the Berserker, would I replay it for 4 mana? Maybe. Probably hard to say. So he has a Leok, which is unfortunate because it kills the Wolf Rider, and I don't have any Mortal Coils in this deck. I cannot quite coin into a Dread Infernal to finish off the Leok, tragically. I could, of course, drain life to finish it off, but that seems a little bit extensive. I could just trade it for an Arcane Golem. You know what? We're doing it. Gonna play the Arcane Golem here. Kill the Leok. Yeah, it gives the opponent an extra mana crystal, but it's keeping me with the most damage on hand. Now, I could coin into Loot Hoarder. The drawback is then I cannot play the Dread Infernal next turn with the coin. What are the odds I would play the Dread Infernal with the coin next turn? Pretty small. So let's go for the board presence now. A good option now is better than the best option later. Am I right, gang? Okay. Drain Life's nice because it can kill something, but also it may gain, you know, the extra life is basically an extra life tap. Of course, my opponent now has 6 drops available, so I'm not dismissing that. Would have liked to see a Siphon Soul in the draft. Didn't get that. Lots of things I didn't get in this draft that I would have liked. This is the 3rd trap the opponent has played. So is this finally going to be the explosive trap? Probably. No, it's a misdirection. Oh, please hit my face. Yo, good. So that's good. I'd rather take the 2 damage than, you know, lose both my creatures. That was a pretty epic coin flip. Of course, now we're not out of the woods with 4 minions on the board. He's right with Unleash the Hounds. But again, you really, as I said before, when you're playing aggro, you cannot play around mass removal at all. You just have to freaking go for it. All right, Lord of the Arena. So Dread Infernal, not exactly playable at the moment. Well, I could play it and enrage this guy, but we have some other options. In fact, this Owl looks pretty good. I could silence this thing, or I could do Power Overwhelming on the Loot Hoarder, throw it away for a card. Let's life tap first. Okay. I think I will save the Owl in case later on I need it for something more significant. Alright, so there's the Voidwalker. You know, I probably should have actually replayed this Flame Imp, because it hits harder than the Voidwalker, and I need damage now. But okay, so what's happening here is the following. The plan, if the Zamani Berserker's alive, I attack with these guys, play the Dread Infernal, triggers the Enrage, get my guy mostly dead, and then I can try to finish him off with Drain Life and Stormwind Knight on subsequent turns. This is a really rare combo to pull off. It's very rare that an Amani Berserker would live as long as this one has. But if it's available, I want to go for it. Amani Berserker with the Dread Infernal to turn on the Enrage. Oh, he's got the kill for the Amani Berserker, unfortunately. Oh, he kills the Void. What? Okay. I would have personally killed one of the higher damaging creatures as opposed to the lowest damaging creature that is here. But okay, so let's see. We have 5 plus 5 is 10 damage. 11 damage is at 3 health. Yeah, he's dead the following turn. So we have to be very careful how we do this. We first attack with those guys who are about to die. Then we play the Dread Infernal. Kill our own team. Burn the Scarlet Crusader. Swing for 5. And then next turn, we've got the kill with Stormwind Knight and Drain Life. In the event that he plays a taunt, I can break past the taunt. Not to mention there's a 6/6 right here that I'm threatening to kill him with as well. So he's got a lot to do. Life tap and all that stuff. He's going to flip a coin for Deadly Shot. I don't understand why he wouldn't kill the Berserker first with the Scarlet Crusader to guarantee that Deadly Shot would kill the Dread Infernal. I mean, he has to kill the Berserker anyway, so why not kill it first? Oh, jeez, I just don't understand this man. Okay. It's time for yet another trap. Luckily, no matter what this... Well, no, I'm sorry. If this is another misdirection, I actually will not necessarily kill him. But as long as it isn't misdirection, we should be good. Actually, wait, no. If it is misdirection, I'm totally fine here. What am I talking about? We use the owl to silence the monkey. We use the Stormwind Knight to fish out what the trap is. Even if it's misdirection, and even if it were to hit the Dread Infernal, the Dread Infernal does not die to the 2 damage of the Stormwind Knight, so the Dread Infernal now attacks. And that is GG. Okay, the bathroom at Remarkham is not a very good Hearthstone player. Good bathroom, terrible Hearthstone player. Not the card quality wasn't actually that bad, but the plays were very bizarre. Like kill commanding a Voidwalker when you're getting burned out. Flinging a deadly shot. 50-50. He ended up running the Scarlet Crusader into my Dread Infernal, so he might as well have just run the Scarlet Crusader into my Berserker and then kill the Dread Infernal with deadly shot. It was just a new player. There's going to be a lot of folks commenting now like, oh my god, where are these people when I'm playing in the arena? And the answer is they're exactly where I'm finding them. I just play arena so much that every now and then I run into one, and it's a memorable thing when it does, so confirmation bias kicks in, makes you think, oh, Papa Boris always gets the noobs, but that's not true, I get them just as much as anybody else does. It's just confirmation bias. Okay, well, this is a pretty easy thing to do here. We just keep our 2 1-drops. The prospect of playing a Voidwalker on turn 2 is a little bit underwhelming. I would rather play 2 1-drops on turn 2 or just play a 2-drop. So hopefully one of those 2 things gets top decked. Stampeding Coda, not a chance. If you're wondering why am I playing this guy, well this hits harder, and then I can protect it with this, perhaps, next turn. That is the plan. And it looks like that will not happen. We don't need to play the Voidwalker here, we can just play Loot Hoarder. And call it a day. Fork Lightning wouldn't be the worst thing, because Loot Hoarder draws a card and it'd be overloaded. So he'd have no response to Scarlet Crusader. Well, I correct that. He'd have 1 mana, and if he has Earthshock, he could kill the Scarlet Crusader. So because I didn't play Voidwalker, he gets to kill the Worgen Infiltrator, but observe, I still have a 2-1 on the table, so it's really pretty much the same thing. Now, I could protect this with Voidwalker and Life Tap, or I could just play the Scarlet Crusader. If I protect this, and he plays a big drop, I don't have this on hand to kill it with. But then again, I do have this the following turn. So yeah, let's do that. Let's Life Tap. Alright, we have lots of Scarlet Crusaders. We protect our Loot Hoarder with the Voidwalker and keep on getting some damage through. He's only got 2 mana here. If he makes a totem, no Probalo, I can just play the Stormwind Knight, clear out the totem. And in some totems I might even ignore. I probably would ignore like the healing totem. Do I ignore the 1/1 totem? I'm not going to ignore it. Now the reason I'm not going to ignore it is I don't want him to get a free kill on my Voidwalker. If I kept the 1/1 totem alive, 1/1 totem plus this axe, he'd take a single point of damage and kill a creature. I don't see the reason to allow that. I think that's worth, you know, him having 2 fewer damage on his face. Twilight Drake, strong card, very strong card. But if he doesn't have an answer for this Voidwalker in the form of like a lightning bolt or something, he's actually not going to be able to use this Drake to kill any of my good targets. Alright, what do we do here? I think what we need to do is just put as much minions on the board as we can. If he has a Lightning Storm, then okay, he probably wins the game. But you have to play into that stuff. When you're aggro, you can't afford to play around Mass Removal. So here's no one of truth. Does he have a Lightning Storm? It's pretty much the one card I can think of that would be really great for him. Some combinations of cards would be good, like Earthshock for the Crusader would be a good start. Does he have a coin? Does he still have a coin? Does he still have a coin? He still has a coin. Oh my god, is that a Lightning Storm that he's about to play? Oh jeez. It's a Lightning Storm. Well, that sucks. Sucks load of dongs. I hope the Voidwalker lives. That would be a huge win if the Voidwalker could live. It lives. Alright, so now he has to divert some resource, either the axe or the Twilight Drake to killing it. Looks like he's chosen the axe. And he kills my most damaging creature. So this guy, unlike the other opponent, actually knows how to play. What we're going to do here is, we're just going to go for the throat. I will fling everything at his face. Try to burn him out. It's hard. 10 health is a lot of health to chew through. He's only got 4 mana here. By the way, he'd have like lost this game horribly if he didn't have that Lightning Storm. That was just very unfortunate. What do I have? I have Arcane Golem. I got Power Overwhelming. Dread Infernal even does a little bit of damage. I have 2 Soulfires in this deck. Everything's going at his face. And I can life tap, well, somewhat freely. If he can get this board under control and start hitting me with these creatures, 7 damage a turn is something nothing to sneeze at. I will have to stop life tapping shortly, but he's got a wind speaker, which will allow that basically to kill an extra creature. It's not the biggest deal in the world. It basically acts as a removal spell, comparable to a lightning bolt. It just puts an extra body on the ground. Okay. He'll take 2 damage to the face to kill that off. I'm pretty happy about that. Soulfire, perfect. So the question is, do I Soulfire now or later? If I Soulfire later, I might get my other Soulfire and thus get screwed. So what I'm going to do is actually just play what's important, which is the Kodo is definitely not important. So we're going to play this. Wait, is the Kodo important? It could kill a Taunt Totem for me. I'm going to play this Blood Imp. It buffs this up to make it a little bit more challenging for his minions to kill it, and that's good enough for me. Let's go ahead and Soulfire his face. So now, once I get my other Soulfire, or I got a Doomguard here, I could win. Alright, here's a moment of truth. He has to put up a taunt, or else I win next turn with a Doomguard, otherwise if he gets taunts up. I mean, the Doomguard is still a 5/7, so I can run into his taunt, whatever that he plays, as long as it's not a Sunwalker. Kill it. And then he still has to deal with this Doomguard, which is going to have 7 minus taunt creature's powers health. Oh my god, he's got a Molten Giant. Does he actually have a Defender of Argus? If he has a Defender of Argus, he got a Taunt Totem. Are you goddamn kidding me, Jesus? He got a Taunt Totem. If he actually has a Defender of Argus, I'd be in trouble, or a Sunfury Protector, but he got a 1 in 4 chance of flipping a Taunt Totem. Are you goddamn kidding me, Jesus? 1 in 4 odds of getting this Taunt Totem might actually cause me to lose this game. Alright, I have to life tap to try to find an answer. Well, okay. First, let's play the Doomguard. And throw away that Berserker. And then if I get Arcane, or if I get even if I life tap into something that crap. Yeah, this is bad. He actually has lethal damage, doesn't he here? He has 5, 6. Yeah, he has lethal damage. So, yeah, 1 in 4 odds he got a Taunt Totem, and that caused him to win the game. If I could have gotten Soulfire, I would have won. But I didn't get Soulfire. And I didn't get Demon Fire, so I lose. That was freaking idiotic. Well, he had Lightning Storm, and then which is like the only card a Shaman could have possibly had that would have cleared the board. And then he also got 1 in 4 odds of flipping a Taunt Totem. That just happens, folks. You got to move on. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and/or subscribe, and I'll see you back soon with the rest of the games. Take care.